Welcome everyone to the Make Money Now coaching call. If this is your first time on the Make Money Now coaching call, um, uh, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I got a message this morning in Facebook from uh, a Tom Ferry coach that I coached with named Kale Buffaline. And it was just this message in Messenger: be somebody who makes everybody feel like a somebody. And if you get nothing else out of this coaching call, leave with this thought of how we have the ability to affect the lives of the people that we interact with. And in my personal opinion, when we make things about bettering other people's lives, our lives get a lot better. So thank you, KL. Shout out to KL. I know upon occasion she pops in and watches the recordings. So this is Make Money Now, a weekly coaching call we do at 10 o'clock every Tuesday Central Time. And today I'm going to be talking about mindset and affirmations, specifically as they relate to our real estate business. And just so that there's a context of where I'm coming from and where I've been and what I've done, I was the #1 new agent in Florida in 2005, 2006. I sold over 120 million in a single year. I've listed 120 properties in a year. I'm a national trainer and coach. I've owned 3 different brokerages. I've worked with every major brand and have a love affair with all of them. I'm the former chief operating officer of The Real Recruiter and Jet Black Solutions, and I am a former Tom Ferry coach. And as I jump into mindset, we're going to go all over the map here. There are thought leaders in the space of mindset and motivation, and I pull from their resources. And I'll talk about who some of these people are, but one of them is Robin Sharma. So if you are not familiar with Robin Sharma, I'd write his name down and go and Google Robin Sharma, watch some of his videos. But he talks about 2 things that we're going to be focusing on today: the 20-20-20 and the 90-91. So the 20-20-20 of Robin Sharma has to do with how we start our day. And how we start our day totally affects how we view our day and the things that we do in our day. And the first thing we should do when we jump out of bed is 20 minutes of sweat-producing activity. It gets the endorphins going. It gets our body going. It gets us going. For those of us that are a little bit older, it also gets those joints lubricated and moving. But 20 minutes of sweat-producing activity. He then goes into 20 minutes of meditation and reflection on his annual goals and quarterly objectives. Now, I'll throw this out to you. If you don't have annual goals, you're probably not achieving what you want to achieve. If you don't have quarterly objectives that tie into your annual goals, then you're probably, even if you have annual goals, not getting there, because you're not going in on a quarterly basis reviewing what are those things that need to be accomplished on a quarterly basis in order to achieve those annual goals. So if you don't have quarterly objectives or annual goals, reach out to me. I will help you to create them. 3, 20 minutes of learning or inspiration. And I'll give you some places where you can go for this learning and inspiration. I'm not necessarily talking about real estate learning or specific real estate inspiration, but learning and inspiration when it comes to your own personal development. So daily objectives. We have quarterly objectives. We've got annual goals, daily objectives. I like to review each morning what are the 3 most important objectives that I have for that day. If I don't declare out those objectives, I usually don't accomplish the things that I want to be accomplishing on a daily basis. I want to then review, are these daily objectives in line with my quarterly and annual objectives? And I like to think about briefly, because I don't like to ruminate, but what are the consequences of not completing them? Lastly, do I have accountability that is going to help me achieve these daily objectives? My experience is this: when I don't have accountability, I have a less likely chance of accomplishing them. If I've told Juan or Bettina or Laurie or somebody that I'm going to get something done, I have a much higher likelihood of getting that done. So personal development and education, I'm going to give you some names of people that I follow. So this is being recorded. The slides are going to be uploaded into the Make Money Now coaching call Mastermind on Facebook. But so you don't need to write these down, but if you do, so impact theory. Tom Bilyeu is a thought leader when it comes to personal growth and personal development. He's an entrepreneur. Impact theory. I actually have up on my wall the impact theory belief system in 25 bullet points. If you haven't seen it, take a look at it. Look up Tom Bilyeu and impact theory. The Tom Ferry Show. So I am a Tom Ferry fanatic. I became a Tom Ferry coach before I was a Tom Ferry fanatic. And I have fallen in love with his servant's heart and with the way that he empowers and the way that he does things. I get a lot of motivation from the Tom Ferry Show and from Tom Ferry's organization in general, even though I'm no longer affiliated with them. Joe Stump, for me, is the OG, the original gangster of real estate coaching. The Daily Bro, by referral only, is an email that I get sent to my email. You can sign up for it. You just Google Daily Bro. By referral only is Joe Stump's mantra. He is probably the thought leader in real estate when it comes to neurolinguistic programming and how to say things and think the things that impact the lives of the people that we're working with. Robin Sharma, who I mentioned before, his 20-20-20 and 90-91, I believe are revolutionary. David Goggins. If you ever want to hear a story of somebody who faces the ultimate in obstacles to keep them from success and still finds a way to be successful, you need to watch David Goggins. If you don't mind bad language, you need to listen to him as well. If not, this, do bleep, bleep, bleep in your head and you'll be fine. This man is a former Navy SEAL, a former Army Ranger, one of the only people who is both. Just to throw this out, the first time he ran a marathon, he prepared for this marathon. He goes to run it, and he finds out it's a super marathon. Now, a super marathon is something like 100 miles instead of 26 miles. He actually pushed through, and at 50 miles, he thought he was going to die, but finished it anyway. So Simon Sinek, another thought leader when it comes to leadership and finding your why, great guy to follow. And then Tim Ferriss, the 4-Hour Work Week, and so many other great books. But these are the people that are at the top of my list. I'm sure you have people too, but feel free to share your people in the mastermind. I'd love to check them out if they're different from the people that I have. But these are people that I look to for inspiration and from a personal development space. So this would be that third quadrant of my 20-20-20 is when I'm reading these things or listening to what they have to say. So the 90-91. So, and this is really where I wanted to focus is Robin Sharma talks about creating activity within our lives and within our businesses that are going to cause dramatic change. And so what he talks about is for 90 days, doing the one most important, most impactful thing for the first 90 minutes of every day. So if you are a logistics manager of a trucking company, this might be analyzing trucking routes. If you are a pastor, this might be prayer for your congregation. If you are a team leader or coach, this might be the time that you're spending in reviewing the objectives of the people that you're working with to help them be the most impactful. I would like to put out there that for every single person on this call, and I can go through and look at everybody's name, but all of us that are here for the Make Money Now coaching call, I know what your one is, whether you know it or not. I would venture to say that for every single person on this call, our one is prospecting. I have never had a conversation with a real estate agent at any level of productivity where they tell me, you know what, Chris, my prospecting is exactly where it should be, and I don't need to be prospecting anymore. Never. I never hear that. What I hear is, wow, you know what? I need to be calling my sphere more. Wow, you know what, Chris? I need to be prospecting in my farm more. Wow, you know what, Chris? I need to be reaching out to other agents more. I would venture to say, if you get excellent at prospecting, your business will get excellent. If you're a new agent, I thought that in order to be a good agent, I needed to know how to do real estate business. That's not the case. If you're newer, in order to be great at real estate, you need to know how to get real estate business. You'll learn how to do real estate business as you go along. That's why you have mentors and partners. But prospecting, the actual act of picking up the phone primarily and reaching out to the people that we need to be talking to, is our number one. Now, I'm going to take us through affirmations that help us with our prospecting. So I'm just going to look at the chat. I see a bunch of whole chat stuff coming up, and I love seeing the chat, and I'm never in on it. So did I record? Yes, I did record. Thank you. So affirmations help us get our mind in line with our dreams and goals. Affirmations are what pull us in and give us the ability to change the way we think about some things that we're doing. So I would venture to say this, though. The same way it is if you work out and you go to the gym, just like those weights at the gym, they can only help you when you do them regularly. I have found that when I do affirmations every day, those affirmations come true in my life. So Tom Ferry, I am going to post this blog post of his into the Make Money Now coaching called Mastermind, and I am going to go through these affirmations and talk about how saying these things on a repeated basis are going to change the way we talk on the phone and how we interact with people. So Tom Ferry talks about the hour of power. It might be an hour and a half. It might be 2 hours. If we're talking about the 90-91, let's talk about that 90 minutes. The hour of power is where we are focusing the most amount of energy into our business, and it is the time that we are spending on the phone talking to prospects. So Tom breaks up our hour of power into two different categories. Half of the time we spend talking to people that we know, so calling our sphere, calling our center of influence, calling our friends, past clients. And the other half is talking to people that we don't know. So circle dialing, calling referrals, reaching out to online leads, those things. So I love doing my hour of power. The more calls I make, the better I feel. I love doing my hour of power. The more calls I make, the better I feel. Next, I love completing my hour of power. I am a lean, mean appointment setting machine. Yes! So you got to yell the yes. You got to yell the yes. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to one of the first affirmations that I ever learned. And so this was, I was a 24-year-old, just come to Canada, had to get a job, didn't have a job. I was waiting for something I thought was going to happen, and it hadn't happened. And so I start selling natural gas refunds door to door in Canada. And this is a song that they taught us. I eat nose for breakfast. I eat nose for lunch. I eat nose for breakfast. I eat nose for lunch. And we would sing this and chant it and yell it. And you know what? It took away all the fear of hearing a no. And you know what? When you're freezing cold, door knocking in Canada, selling natural gas refunds, that's a good thing to have happen. I'm alive, excited, and full of energy right now. I am focused. I am powerful. I am calm. I am intentional. I am organized and ready. I love what I do, and it shows up when I talk to prospects. I believe in me. I believe in what I think. I believe in the service I provide. So if you're newer in real estate, this is a really, really good affirmation. I believe in me. I believe in what I think, and I believe in the service I provide. If you're new, I'm going to give you something. It's not part of the slide. I'm going to give you something that for me changed my life as a brand new agent. And that's good question, great question, excellent question. You are going to constantly get questions that you don't know the answer to. So if somebody asks you something that you have no idea what the answer is, just no clue, say, that's a good question. Let me check on the answer and get back to you. Now, let's say you think you know what the answer is, but you're not totally positive. That's a great question. That's a great question. Let me check on the answer. I think it's this, but let me check to make sure, and I'll get back to you. And then my favorite one are the excellent questions. If you know 100% what the answer is, that's an excellent question. That's an excellent question. Here's the answer. So good question, great question, excellent question. I kept a little notepad with me, and anytime anybody asked me something I didn't know the answer to, I wrote it down so I could ask my mentor or my broker or my coach and get the answer for them and get back to them. I believe in me. I believe in what I think. I believe in the service I provide. The service you provide is probably the most important aspect of being a realtor and a real estate agent. The service you provide to your clients. I am powerful and confident on the phone. I love reaching out and connecting with new people. So I had an agent, very, 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 very analytical, top producer, luxury agent, sold $10 and $15 million properties. He hated getting on the phone. And he had a very difficult time with getting on the phone because he thought he was bothering people and annoying people. So he flipped the script. He was not allowed to talk to them about business. He was only allowed to talk to them about what was going on in their life and how he might be able to help them. As soon as he made that mental shift, things changed. I am powerful and confident on the phone. I love reaching out and connecting with new people. I am a master at making phone calls and generating business. I love and enjoy talking with new people every day. I am comfortable and confident talking with new people every day. All right, so this is the first half. I'm going to go into the second half for affirmations for prospecting. You don't need to write these down. I'm going to post these in the Make Money Now coaching group. That way you've got them. If you're not a member of the Make Money Now coaching Facebook group, reach out to me, reach out to whoever invited you to this call, and we'll make sure that you get added and you get these affirmations. Next, I qualify every prospect I speak to. I qualify to discover their motivation and easily schedule more appointments. I ask questions and I listen carefully to my prospects' answers. I handle objections easily and effortlessly. When someone gives me an objection, I stay calm and focused on resolving their issue. I ask for the appointment. I close the sale. I know I am the best agent for the job. I am focused and powerful. My mind supports my intentions. I keep my energy high when I am on the phone. I am a lean, mean appointment setting machine. Yes. So some of you have seen the picture, and it's all my last slide is the picture of me high-fiving somebody. So a few years ago, I think it was 2016, 2017, we brought Guinness Book of World Records out to Summit, and they stood there right next to me at the entrance, the only entrance, the first day of Summit. Everybody coming in the door had to give me a high five. Now, unfortunately, it was really hot. It was in Vegas. They ended up having to open up other doors, and I didn't hit the world record. We were going for the world record of the number of high fives in an hour. I did about 3,800 high fives in an hour. The record was like 7,000. We had 9,000 people there at the event, so we didn't do it. But I'll tell you something. The only thing that kept me through that was the fact that my energy was high And we got in, and Tom brought everybody out. And if you've been to one of Tom's events, he has us jumping up and down, right? And this was one of those affirmations from that day. I keep my energy high when I'm on the phone. I'm a lean, mean appointment setting machine. Yes, and then scream the yes and jump up and down. I schedule appointments easily and effortlessly. If something needs to get done, I do it. If you're a procrastinator, this is an amazing affirmation for you. If you have a habit of not getting done everything that needs to get done, lists help. Things like Trello and all these things, all those things can help you. But even more than that is changing your mind. I schedule appointments easily and effortlessly. If something needs to get done, I do it. Say this 5 or 6 times. It will become a part of your life. I achieve my goals. I love making phone calls. I love talking with new people every day. I achieve my goals. I love making phone calls. I love talking with new people every day. I am comfortable and confident. I believe in me. I believe in my service. I believe I am the best person for the job. So I'm going to throw this out to you, and I'm actually going to be ending the call a little bit early. That's me doing the high fives. And what was funny is people got behind me and started doing more high fives. We thought that might count towards the record, but it didn't. So I want to throw this out to you is I believe that training without implementation is just useless information. So if you have a belief that these are things that you want to implement in your life, if you want to prospect more or better, if you want to have this impact on your own life, regardless of who you're calling, if you're calling other agents, if you're calling online leads, if you're calling your sphere of influence, if you're calling your farm, doesn't matter who you're calling. But if this is an area where you want to have positive impact and positive change in your life, then what I would strongly suggest you doing, I'm going to cut this call at 10:25 and immediately post. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to pull out of my slide. I am going to grab the Tom Ferry blog, and I'm going to post it right here in the notes. That way you guys don't even have to wait for me to post this. And there's the link in the notes. I'm going to go back to my slide just so I can tell you some other things that are going on this week. But here's what I would say to do. Go ahead and click on this link as this call ends and go through and do those affirmations before you're jumping on the phone. Here's my email address. If you've got questions, you want to reach out, feel free to do so. This is my phone number. Feel free to reach out if you've got questions about anything we've talked about or other things when it comes to real estate. So if you go ahead and go to YouTube and, there's a Chris Weaver band. So you got to go Chris Weaver Real Estate. There's another Chris Weaver team as well. Chris Weaver Open House. If you go Chris Weaver Open House, Chris Weaver Mogo Open House, you find me every time. The Facebook group is the Make Money Now coaching group. This Thursday in Allen, we're going to be doing a real estate training, and we're also going to be streaming it live onto the Make Money Now coaching call and the Agent Business Explosion Facebook page, talking about the day in the life of a successful real estate agent. It's going to be an impactful, fun training. For those of you that speak Spanish, and it's Las Colinas, I just realized I put down Las Colinas, but in Las Colinas, Juan is going to be doing a training in Spanish and then an EXP presentation in Spanish. We'd love to have you there. I would, if you haven't seen the link to it, there's a Facebook page where you can go to the agentbusinessexplosion.com website and invite your Spanish-speaking friends to this training. There's such a dearth of training in Spanish, and you will curry favor with them just by suggesting this to them. Reach out to your friends and colleagues that Spanish is their first language. we'd love to see them in Las Colinas. So that's all I have for today. I am going to end the recording, and you guys have the link. I will put this. Thank you very much, Bettina, for that note. So click the link, go to the affirmations, read these affirmations, and hit the phone. For those of you that are EXP agents or future EXP agents, we're going to shut this down, and at 10:45, we are going to be back into the talent attraction coaching call. Bettina is going to start it off, and we've got some really exciting things to talk about in our talent attraction coaching call. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Have a wonderful Monday. If you need any help, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.